All right, so here we go. When we're thinking about upper cross, we gotta think about the things that are involved, right? And it's gonna be shoulders, neck, pecs, traps, lower traps, lats, right? And so we want to test all of those different things. One good way, and we want to think like joint angle dictates muscle fiber recruitment, right? So palms down versus palms up is a different motion, right? When we think about lats, what lats do is they externally rotate your shoulders, right? And so we want to check external rotation. So palms up, right? Versus palms down.
Okay.
That, and no, so go up, let's start, and let's come over here so we're all on camera. And this is like all background, right? So if we go palms down, so we're internally rotated, right? We're not engaging our lats, we're using our traps. So we're gonna go up, right? You feel fairly easy, you might get a little arch in your back, right? But you can go back. So then we go back down. Now we're gonna go palms up, which is gonna force us to use our lats, right? And it's going to externally rotate, which is gonna shut off our traps, okay? When we go up, I want you guys to pay attention to your pinkies and see what happens, okay? And I want you to pay attention to what you feel in your upper back and tightness and stuff, right? So now that we go up, like I get stuck here, look at your pinkies. Now, go back down here. Now, keep your pinkies up, like rotate as far away as you can, and then keep going. How far can you go without arching your back, right? It's a lot harder that way. So what we found is that we have weakness and tightness in our lats, and we're not able to reach our arms up, and we're not able to externally rotate. If we have a decreased ability to externally rotate, we're going to be stuck in this tight internal rotation that causes the lats, the traps, the upper traps to be overly tight. Make sense of what you guys learned about TMJ or upper cross?
Yes.
Did you read it?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
All right. So does that make sense where we're going with that?
Yeah.
So if someone is like, whoa, I don't, whatever, right? They give you a hard time. We have stick. Stick don't lie, right? So now raise your hands up. Okay? How far can you go? And you watch the elbows, right? You see my left elbow? How far out can you go without that elbow going out? Now, do your hands want to pull off the pole? Right? It gives a cue to the person to see if they can do it. The other thing is now, if we go to a wall, and I say, I want you to raise your hands above your head, palm up, don't let them rotate in, and don't let your back come off the wall. Right? I mean, I can work it, but you see my hands want to go out, right? And my back wants to come up.
Yeah.
So that's test number one. Let's give it a try. Each
On
one.
the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So try to keep your back to the wall. Try to keep your palms on the bar. Yeah, you can go as far out as you want.
Okay.
You just gotta keep your hands there and don't let your back come off the wall. But keep that low.
Oh, okay.
And then can you touch your hands to the wall? Pretty good. But can you feel how that could be more difficult?
Yeah.
Like how your hands want to pull?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love this.
Give it a try. Oh yeah, your right shoulder is completely rotated in. So straighten your elbows. So this will be fun. This is gonna be fun to watch. And keep your back on the wall. Good. And go for it. Good. And then can you put this in? Keep going. Right there. Good. Can you get it back? Can you touch the wall? Yeah. But his back is on the wall. So now we know something with external rotation. And then if we were to look to see which side went higher, we would find out. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah.
had to do a lot of this. Pierre.
Yeah.
When I worked with him, he did a shit ton of these. But they're hard, right? So that's one test. Make sense to you guys?
Yes.
All right. So then, also hippopotamus. Can't talk about it.
All right.
All right. So the next thing we want to do is we know that your neck is involved, correct? And all right, so we know that your neck is involved. And let's have somebody lay up here.
Okay.
And what happens is we don't have, besides posture, right, which we can tell if they're doing this, when you want to make sure that this is
Yeah, sure.
stable. The way people move their necks will give us a lot of cues, right? If someone has control of their neck, they're able to tuck their chin, just like this, lead with their chin, right? So they're coming here, and they're going straight down. Someone who doesn't, they lead this way, and they all of these muscles. I'm exaggerating, but somebody who has control will go down. Someone who doesn't will go forward, and we'll start to see the muscles right through here and through there. Oh, we're good.
Yeah.
Start to engage, right? And so what I'm gonna say is, Ryan, lift your head off the table. Right, and back down, and go again. Good, and back. And so when I send this to you, I want you to watch in slow motion, because what happens is, lift up again. His first, that was better than it was, but back down, and one more, right there. So, and back. His first motion is that, and then up. Okay? Does that make sense? Can you feel that?
Yeah.
So now what I want you to do is I want you to tuck your chin and try to get your chin to your throat. And now lift your head like you're rolling it into a fruit by the foot. Good. And back down. And so now I want you to push your neck down right where I'm poking you, and then tuck your chin, and I'm going to help you and roll into good, and back down. And do it one more time. There. Could you see the difference? And that was still a little bit of a struggle, but it was better than the other one. And it was subtle both times. So a real bad one, so do it like bad on purpose. That was good on purpose. So like lift up and just lead with your chin. All right, he's doing it right. All right, so you're doing it right now, okay? Switch with me, and then we'll have you try. So we can both feel it. And then I want you kind of to look at it. So what's gonna happen on a bad try is gonna be something like that, right? For general. On a good try, it's gonna be there, right? So here, some engagement, right? But it's not big. Here, it's a little bit more out this way. I don't know if you can tell. I can't see myself, but so here versus there.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to give that a try, and so just lift your head up. Don't think about it. Did you see it? Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do it again. Yep. So these all tightened up and your shoulders clenched in, right? So what you want to do now is I'm going to touch you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I want you to push your neck down here. So like tuck your chin. Yep. And then I'll help guide your head. And I want you to, you know what a fruit by the foot is?
Yeah.
All right. So I want you to think you're going to be a fruit by the foot.
Okay.
Okay. So push down here. Yes. And back down. And so push here. And we're going to go step by step. And slowly, I'm going to guide you. There you go. And back. And one more. There you go. And then, did you feel a difference there?
Yeah.
Did you notice a difference? Yeah. So it's here versus, what difference did you feel?
Like, I mean, I guess just like the way, like instead of like leading with the chin, just like tucking it.
But like, what did you feel that let you know that besides me saying it?
I don't know,
You
like
don't know?
exactly, like.
It wasn't as focused here.
Like you didn't feel as focused?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I want you to play with it.
Okay.
With all of these, right? so you guys can see what you feel like when you do this versus when you do this. Generally, this will probably feel harder.
Yeah.
This will feel easy, but after a few of these, you might start to get like some tension. Okay, just kind of play
Okay.
with it and see what happens. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do it one more time. Just don't think about it and just do it. Okay. What'd you feel?
My shoulder's still up.
Yeah. What else? That's it.
I
That's
don't-
good.
I don't know. That's what I.
No, that's a good one.
Okay.
You're doing good. Now try to do it where you're tucking your shoulder and you're turning into a fruit by the foot. What'd you feel on that one? Same.
I don't know really.
Did it feel different than the first one?
A little bit maybe, but
Okay. But maybe not.
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I'd have to like do it like a few times and stuff to like
Mhm.
figure it out.
Yeah, that's fair. So let's try this. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades together and keep these down? So now keep those down and lift your head up randomly. Just like lift it up. Don't think about it. Right there. Do you see that one? Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you feel on that?
Well, it went like up, I guess, instead of like tucked to the foot.
Your neck?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel any tension or anything? Just you felt it go up.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now squeeze the shoulder blades together again. Now try to roll into a fruit by the foot, but squeeze the shoulder blades together. There you go. And go. Better, but not great. So squeeze the shoulder blades. And it's not bad at all. You never practiced this.
Mhm.
Squeeze your shoulder blades one more time. Good. And I'm gonna help you. Tuck your chin. Yep. And there. And back down. And continue to tuck. I'm gonna put my hand on your chin. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So tuck. And no, wait for me though. Just tuck your chin. Right there. And now I'm gonna lift you. There. Sorry. There you go. And back. And one more. Tuck your chin. And right there. So what do you feel in that situation?
You can feel it like in here.
Like a little deeper?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like it's more difficult.
Yeah.
Perfect. Alright. So we're good there.
Okay.
Lay here since your shoulders are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
We also want to check shoulders, right? Again. That was really good. What we're gonna do here is I'm gonna have you take your arm and just go to 90 degrees.
Here.
Let's go to the other side. That way the
Like the
camera.
other. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me scooch you this way. Alright, so arm up. Yep. And so what we're gonna do is you're gonna go right here and just let your arm relax. Are we on camera?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. And so what's gonna happen is I'm going to rotate your arm backwards to 90 degrees. I'm gonna see what happens, right? So pretty good. And I'm gonna check, is it okay if I check under your back?
Mm-hmm.
So your back comes up a little bit, right?
Uh-huh.
So now as I bring it forward, it goes down. As I bring it back, it lifts. Can you feel the difference there
Mhm.
under my hand? So now what I want you to do is I want you to push your back into the table. Perfect. And so now I'm gonna go backwards again, and we get more range of motion. Continue to push, right? Without your back push down,
Mm-hmm.
without your back lifting. So what that tells us is if we engage the posterior chain, like your lats,
Uh-huh.
you get more range of motion, your lats and your lower traps, right? Which are
Okay.
the muscles that are decreased.
Mm-hmm.
So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull your shoulder down into a more stable position. So kind of here, like into a better position, I should say.
Uh-huh.
And we're gonna do the same thing. Do you have any pain with that? Any tension?
A little bit.
Where?
Like. Try again.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull down here
I mean, I can feel it like.
and
in
across
here.
the front.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like tight, and I
Yeah.
can feel that crunching. So now what we're gonna do is pull your ribcage down. Yep, I'm gonna pull this down. What about there?
Not as much.
Not as much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And range of motion is not really there, and relax your ribcage. So more range of motion here, but more tension.
Mm-hmm.
Engage your ribcage, pull down. Less range of motion, but less tension. Okay. And so what that tells us is there is limited external rotation,
Mhm.
which we knew,
Yeah.
right? But we can stabilize your shoulder by stabilizing your ribcage.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll check the other shoulder, and then we'll switch.
Okay.
Because what happens with upper crust is as we round forward, people tend to get a lot of shoulder pain,
Uh-huh.
and they lose control of their shoulders, right? And put your arm right here. And so when we see this right shoulder like rotated up, like kind of high and in, we know we have some issues going on in the lower traps and the lats, right? So I'm gonna take here, and without doing anything, I'm just gonna rotate you back to see how far we can go. And you can see that whole middle back lift up, right? Perfect, you can see it there.
Yeah.
And so what we wanna do is now pull that down, and we're gonna see what happens. Good, and keep it pulled down. But now you're squeezing your shoulder, pull it down some more. And now I have to force the shoulder. So what we're dealing with is a lack of control on this right side, because you can't use your body to stabilize your rib cage and your shoulder. So that's where we're running into a problem. So we need to figure out how to separate these two out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, so you can use kind of with your legs, right? So like use your core without your arms,
Okay.
and use your arms without your core. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now, relax everything. I'm gonna push down and get your shoulder in a better position, and I'm gonna rotate backwards. How does that feel?
You can like feel it stretching,
Where's the stretch?
like in here.
In the front,
Yeah.
right? So, because we know when you're up and in, that's the pec that's getting overly tight. Sorry, just to make sure we're good for the next
Okay.
question. And then I'm gonna pull down here, and I'm gonna externally rotate. Oh, pull your ribs down, sorry.
Okay.
And then, see us relax, pull your ribs down. See, as soon as the ribs pull down, relax. As soon as and you'll see it on the camera, but as soon as you pull your ribs down, your neck goes like that, and your shoulders do that.
Okay.
So let's do it again. And it's okay that it does it. It's just showing that
Yeah.
what upper cross is and how the whole body relates. So pull down again. Good. And I'm gonna stabilize your shoulder. What do you feel?
In the front. So.
In the same?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we know, and you can relax, is from that situation, right? The left side, it got better when we had the range of motion, but external rotation wasn't there. So on the left side, range of motion is going to be the issue. On the right side, what happened was every time she tried to engage, the whole shoulder moved, and she had less ability to let me move it. So what we need to do is improve or decrease tension in your pec. We need to engage the posterior shoulder, and then teach you how to mobilize your shoulder without moving your core. So create range of motion or mobility on that side. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, cool. Sweet. You want to try?
Sure.
All right. So everybody gets it different. And then what you guys can do, when are you leaving?
2.
At 2?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah. So you can practice this with each other. After. Then Wednesday morning you can practice with each other, but Wednesday we'll probably do like a mock run through of how to talk to people.
Okay.
All right? And if I forget, please remind me.
I will.
All right, so we did the lifting the head thing up, right? Lift your head up randomly. I'm just curious now. And back down. What'd you see?
I went up a little bit first.
And you felt it here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it one more time. Just lift up. Yeah. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So now, let's check your shoulder. Okay? So let me borrow this one. Out here. I'm going to just rotate you. And back. What do you feel?
Nothing really. It's kind of tight here.
In the front?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, I'm going to pull this into a better position. And what do you feel there?
It's stretching.
It's stretching?
Yeah.
Not as tight, just stretching more?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, pull your rib cage down and back and relax. And do it again. With that left shoulder kind of tucks in. So now, we'll try again. Maintain the rib cage down. Right here. Oh, don't let it up. And keep it down, pull it down, rib cage. See, as I externally rotate, can you feel your rib cage wants to lift?
Yeah.
And so again, we have an issue with mobility of the shoulder and the shoulder blade being able to rotate down. So we're having external rotation issues here. Are you having pain? What do you feel?
No pain, just stretching.
Just stretching it. Okay. Engage the core again. and try to not and force that core down. Don't let it up. And there it gets stuck. Relax your core. So what's happening is you're compensating for range of motion, or for a lack of range of motion in your rib cage, or in your shoulder. I'm sorry. You're compensating for a lack of range of motion in your shoulder with your rib cage, and that's why you're extending. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try the other side just for fun. Then I'm gonna kick you guys out.
Okay.
What questions do y'all have?
Not really. Just,
You just learned a bunch of new
I
stuff.
watched the video several
Alright.
times, so.
Alright. So what do you feel?
Nothing yet.
What do you feel there?
Nothing.
So when I get about here, it gets tense, right? If I was to move it,
My back lifts.
your back lifts, right? So then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull this down and we'll see if that makes a difference. That makes it harder,
Yeah.
right? So we know his shoulder is up and up, up and out, so he has range of motion. Okay? So now I'm gonna have you force your back down as far as you can. I'm gonna pull the shoulder down. And now we don't have anything. What do you feel?
No.
Just doesn't want to go?
Yeah.
Keep fighting? Now what do you feel? A lot of tension?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this left side doesn't have range of motion. And again, so what's going on with both of your arms is you're unable to externally rotate, and because of that, you're arching your back to do it, which then causes a bunch of other stuff, lack of rotation, travels down your hips, stretch your chest.
Yeah.
All right. So those three things I want you to practice.
Cool.
Okay.
Alright.
Look, yeah, because I gotta put down and get ready for the next person.
Okay.
All right, practice those things. I'm gonna send this